What's up, YouTube? Swan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first episode of my pitching tips for MLB 20. We're going to be bringing you Nate Pearson today. Now, this guy throws absolute gas, got a great repertoire. I'm going to teach you guys how to pitch with him effectively in MLB The Show 20. But before we get into this, I just wanted to thank you guys for your support on the last video on all my philosophies and pitching in this game. It meant a ton. We already hit 100 subs on the channel, which means we got our own custom link. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could like this video. Please hit that sub button if you haven't. And please comment on the video. Tell me who you guys are using in your rotations currently. Right now we're rocking Kluber. We just got Hal Newhouser last night, and then we got Nate Pearson, Michael Kopech. We got Roy Oswalt in there as well. So please put in the comments who you guys are using. And guys, check in the description. We stream live on Twitch. The link is in there, as well as all of our other social medias. Check them out. Give them a follow. I would really appreciate it. Now let's get into this. All right, guys. So as I said, we're going over Nate Pearson in this video. He is in my current rotation. After we got Hal Newhouser last night, we're sliding him at the number 4 spot now. This guy, he's got a really good pitch mix. Perfect. I mean, perfect for any level, honestly, because he's got that fastball with the outlier quirk. Hits 102 miles an hour on that. He's got a nasty slider, a pretty darn good curveball. It moves a lot. And then the changeup's actually really solid, too, as a complement to the fastball. It's a little tougher to control, but you can control it. There is a way. The typical pitch mixes I like to use in terms of tunneling is everything surrounding that fastball goes 102 miles an hour. So you can go fastball low and into the lefties like I'm doing here, and then going with the back foot slider off of that. You can tunnel that, and it actually is really tough to hit sometimes. Fastballs up and away are huge. Huge. I use it all the time. You'll probably be seeing it in the background in this video. But that fastball up and away, not only is it tough to get to, but with that velo, you're going to get more swings and misses on that, and you're going to get more weak contact on that. Because typically, every other pitcher in this game, you see a hard fastball, that's coming inside on you. They're trying to jam you. Now, you do that, but you also mix it up and away so you keep them a little more off balance. And also, you can go with that curveball off of that. That actually breaks out of the zone. It's actually a super helpful tunnel there too. Keeps them off balance. Typical tunneling pitch mixes I use, the sequences I use are fastball, curveball. So like that fastball up and arm side, and then drop the curveball off that on that inside outside corner. And then I like to do the fastball inside to a lefty with the slider going back leg. You can do it against righties too. It's just as effective. But the fastball, curveball, fastball, slider are my favorite pitch combos. And then that changeup. You got to use that changeup a little more sparingly. Something I didn't mention in my last video was the fact that people have issues with hanging changeups in this game. Something I like to focus on is when you're using that analog, I like to aim late. I don't want it to be on that good line there on the meter. I want to be late because that makes sure that you get on top of it and you get it lower. So I like to go, like I said in the last video, low and in to either side. And so like maybe I'll pump the fastball like I'm trying to do here, low and into the lefty. And then I'll go with the changeup off of that, just below the zone, hoping to tunnel it with the changeup. So everything, like as usual, is revolved around tunneling, but the fastball changeup combo is a good one as well. You just got to make sure you keep it down so release late. Something else that I want to mention with Nate Pearson, with his fastball being as hard as it is, don't be afraid to throw that fastball low and in and low and away. Try to dot those corners. People are afraid to use those pitches to dot the corners with the fastball because people are always looking for that. They're sitting on the fastball. Usually they're going to hit a single or they're going to get under it and drive it. With Nate Pearson, you can get away with that. And also because his slider is so nasty and his changeup is pretty gross too, you're going to be able to have people saying like, oh, I see something low and away. It's going to be a slider breaking off the plate, and they're just going to take it. They're going to get used to that. So if you can dot that fastball there, they're going to take it looking. You might get a strikeout looking on it, and then they're not going to know. They're not going to know if it's going to be a fastball or a slider, which is huge because then you can use both even more effectively. Now, with Nate Pearson, I tend to pitch differently depending on if it's a top player or a not so top player. Against a top player, you want as much of a pitch mix as possible, but you also don't want it to be repetitive, so you don't want to go fastball, slider, fastball, curveball, changeup, fastball. Like you want to be as random as possible and as random with your spots as possible. Like I said in the last video, you got to be able to hit your spots. So fastball up and away, dot it, and then go with that back leg slider against the lefty. You want to be really random with the top players because they are going to be able to sit on that fastball. Now, if I'm playing somebody that's just not quite as good of a player, not quite as experienced, I just jam fastball in there. Fastball in, fastball away. Every now and then I'll drop a slider on a 2-strike count or something. But, I mean, if they're not catching up with the fastball, especially with it going at 102, you stick with it until they prove they can hit it. Every now and then you may want to throw in a breaking ball just to keep them off balance a little bit, but stick with that fastball. Work everything around the fastball against a not quite as experienced player because they just aren't going to catch up with it coming at 102 miles an hour. So just as an overview, we just went over Nate Pearson. He's got the typical fastball, slider, curve, change, pitch mix. Everything revolves around the fastball with Nate Pearson. That thing comes in at 102. People either got to sit on that or they're going to be late on that. And then they're also probably going to be early on the break and stuff because he's got a really good speed differential and everything. Break is good on everything. Tunneling wise, fastball, slider, fastball, curveball are both effective. The changeup is pretty darn good too, but you got to be careful with it. You got to make sure you're releasing late. It's more of a pitch just to kind of get some weak contact, I guess, off the fastball, but you're not going to get very many swings and misses on the changeup. And also, don't be afraid to dot the low parts of the zone with the fastball. People typically don't expect it because they're expecting breakers and changeups down there that will break below the zone. Do it every now and then. Keep them off balance. You'll be pitching way more effectively with the breaking stuff and the fastball up in the zone. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you think this is going to help you, or if it did help you, please click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be bringing in different pitchers every couple days. I already got videos ready for Kluber. I got a video ready for Oswalt. And I got a video ready for Shohei Ohtani. So guys, stay tuned for those. Get the notifications on for the channel if you haven't yet. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.